Good morning, my students. Good morning, grade 9. How are you? Hope you are doing well. I really missed all of you guys. My friends Ahmed, Shahata, Farag, Bilal, Amr, Dana, Aliya. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about a very exciting lesson which is quadratic function. I put it for you yesterday on the quick school, but today, inshallah, I want to clear for you a little steps you have to follow to make it easier to know how can you graph the quadratic function. First of all, we want to know what the meaning of quadratic function. The quadratic function is a function that's x has a power of 2. The greatest power of the x will be 2. Maybe we have x to the power 1, or maybe we don't have. It's not important, but the most important thing is to find x to the power 2. Then if we look here for the second slide, the outline for that PowerPoint is graphing quadratic function, solving quadratic equation by factoring, solving quadratic equation by finding square roots, complex numbers, quadratic formula and discriminant, graphing and solving quadratic inequality, modeling with quadratic function. This is a lot of lessons. Today, inshallah, we are going to take only the first one, which is graphing the quadratic function. You have to know a very important thing. We have two ways to draw the quadratic function. We have two steps we will follow to draw the quadratic function. First of all, this by the standard form we have. Look here, this is the standard form, which is y is equal ax power 2 plus bx plus c, when x power 2 its coefficient not equal to 0. This is the graph for the quadratic function, which is called a parabola. Then when y equals only x power 2, the parabola will looking up, it's going forward. That means it has a minimum value and doesn't have a maximum, it's going up. But here for the y equal negative x power 2, the parabola has a maximum value and it doesn't have a minimum value. So look here, the graph of the quadratic function is U shape and it's called a parabola. The lowest or highest point on the graph of the quadratic function, it's called a vertex. Then we can say from the vertex we can identify the maximum or the minimum value for the parabola. Look here, for the graph of y is equal x power 2 and y equal negative x power 2 are symmetrical about the y axis. The parabola must be asymmetrical. What the meaning of symmetrical? Symmetrical means if you make a line, you will cut the parabola into two equal parts. The left hand side and the right hand side must be symmetrical. If you fold them to each other, it will be folded without any mistake. The parabola is open up if a is greater than 0. What do you mean, mister, by a is greater than 0? If we look back here, this is the a. This is the a. The a must be a positive number to be up. Then here, a is positive. If that a is negative, then it will be looking down. Then look here. If a greater than 0, and you know that when the number is greater than 0, that means it's positive. If the number is less than 0, it's negative, which is for the purple one. This is negative. A here is negative. The parabola is wider than the graph of y equals x power 2 if a less than 1. What does that mean? That parabola, if you look here, will go into that side and that side if a is less than 1. If a is half or third or fourth or any number, it will be wider. If it's greater than 1, it will be northward. It will be move for the y axis. Then how can we find the vertex for the parabola? First of all, we have to find negative b over 2a. That will be the x coordinate, and then you will take the x to be negative b over 2a and you will substitute at the standard form. Maybe you will confuse, but you will see what I mean. Look here, Graph 2x power 2 minus 8x plus 6. First of all, you have to identify what is A, B, and C. And before that, you have to know a very important thing, that's the parabola looking up or down. What's your opinion? What's your opinion? Yes, it's looking up, because 2 is a positive number. That means it's looking upward, not downward. طيب, what about the 2? What's your opinion? The 2 will be wider or narrower? It will be move away from the y-axis. It will be come to the y-axis. Yes, I hear someone say it's narrower to y-axis. Bravo. Then look here. Go. Hell, I don't need you. Would you go, please? Please go. Yes. Since a is greater than 0, the parabola is open up. Let's find the x coordinate. Like we said, negative b over 2a. Then we find the x, and then let's find the y. Take each x from here and put it 2. Then it will be 2 times 2 to the power 2. Look here. We take the x, we make it 2. Then it will be 2 power 2 minus 8 times x minus 8 times 2 plus 6 plus 6. Then the vertex is 2 and negative 2. Then let's see the next slide. Here we have our parabola. It's 2 and negative 2, like we see here. Draw the axis of symmetry. This is the axis of symmetry. Draw 2 points on one side of the axis of symmetry, such as 1 and 0, 0 and 6. How we are this point chosen? Put the x is equal to 0. Then if you put x is equal to 0, you will find it will be put the y is equal to 0 to find the x's. You will find here 3 and 1. Or you can put the x is equal to 0. You will find it's equal to 6. When you put x equals 0, y will equal to 6. And then put 0 and 6, and then from here to the axis of symmetry, how many of units? Yes, we have here 2 units. Then you have to make here another 2 units, and then draw the parabola that you have. That the vertex form. We'll take it tomorrow, inshallah. See you guys. Thanks.